In a normal year, there's always a need for more school supplies, but that's especially true now. And a group called 42 Crew is here to help those in need across Caldwell. The group is comprised of spouses from the Caldwell Police Department. The 42 Crew school supply drive will be collecting items like crayons, notebooks, pencils, and thumb drives to help with remote learning. They're also gathering hand sanitizer, masks, and cleaning products for classrooms.
We are shooting big for as much donation to all schools as we can, but it really depends on the amount of donations that we get to where the donations will be going. But we're shooting big and trying to hit as many places as we can.
If you want to donate or drop off some supplies, you can find their table in the lobby of the Caldwell Police Department. The last day to make a donation is August 20th. As some students transition to remote learning this fall, parents understandably want to keep them safe online. So it's not a bad idea to keep an eye on the apps your student is downloading. You can also enable permissions to make sure they're age appropriate. And this one seems obvious, but make sure you're keeping track of your electronics.
You should turn on tracking so that you can find it if you lose it. Because nowadays our mobile devices have so much personal information, and quite obviously you also need to make sure that when your phone is locked, it requires a really heavy-duty ID to get back in. And then they should also be very careful about when they get text messages from people they don't know. It's just delete them. It's just absolutely. And like, I personally use an iPhone. One of the things in the new iOS 14, it allows you to say, don't let the phone ring if they're not in my contacts.
When it comes time to sit down and learn, make sure your student gets rid of all distractions like turning off their phone and closing non-essential apps and web pages. Across the nation, tens of thousands of people who tested positive for COVID-19 have received convalescent plasma as a way to try and help fight the virus. Now, the emergency supply of that plasma from recovered coronavirus patients is running out. The American Red Cross says it's seen demand for the plasma more than double over the past month as cases have increased. The Red Cross says each donation can help up to 3 patients, and those with COVID-19 are able to tolerate getting it without significant side effects.
We don't have an ability to manufacture convalescent plasma in a laboratory. As advanced as our laboratories are, there's no way for us to take ingredients and end up with a manufacturing process that leads to a unit of convalescent plasma to give to somebody who is sick with COVID-19.
Doctors are still studying how effective the plasma is in helping patients recover. Johns Hopkins says right now it seems like the earlier patients get it, the more likely they are to have a positive outcome. If you've recovered from COVID-19 and want to donate plasma, contact the Red Cross. And a plan to slash the weekly unemployment rate could mean late checks for people in several states. Older computer systems took weeks to set up for the initial benefits. Under the current Republican stimulus proposal, those computers would need to be reprogrammed again twice, meaning it could delay payments for months. It would first cut benefits to $200 a week and then to no more than 70% of whatever a person's income was at the end of 2019. Time now 6:15. Here's a live look from the Grove Tower Cam. Looking real nice out there. We'll be right back with a check of the weather with Rachel Garceau.
This is Rachel Garceau with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
Well, we've made it to Wednesday. We made it through the unsettled weather from the last couple of days. We did have a couple of stray thunderstorms that popped up last night. Boise picked up just a little bit of measurable rain. About 0.06 of an inch fell at the Boise airport. That's about it, though, as far as any more rainfall in my extended forecast. The big weather headline instead is going to be the record challenging heat that sets in for Thursday and Friday. Let's talk about some of the numbers for tomorrow first, since of course that is coming our way beforehand. So 106 is the record for tomorrow, July 30th in Boise. My forecast high is 105. Ontario, 109 is the record. So still 105 the forecast for tomorrow. Even in McCall, up in the mountains, will be within within 3 to maybe 4 degrees of some record high temperatures, with the 90s coming our way for our mountain communities. So no surprise for today or tomorrow and Friday, we have an excessive heat warning already in place because some of our hotter spots across the valley hitting 109 before Thursday is over and done with, and then a heat advisory is in effect for much of eastern Idaho. A couple of fires to be mindful of if you are headed to the central mountains, especially the west central mountains. A warm fire burning not far from Bull Trout Lake is about 25 acres. That was caused by lightning. Golden fire, that cause is still unknown. It's burned about 30 acres, and they are slowly getting these under control, but they've also slowly grown over the last couple of days, not helped along by the low humidity and the heat that we have in place. Still a little bit of moisture hanging out in far northeastern Oregon. We had a couple of lightning strikes picked up there earlier this morning. That could translate to a spot shower around McCall. We may see this evening a couple of showers over towards Stanley and Sun Valley, but sunshine and heat really do dominate for the extended period. If you are headed to the mountains over the next couple of days and even on into the weekend, here's what we can expect temperature-wise. Low 90s Thursday, Friday, even Saturday up in McCall. 89 with sunshine on Sunday. Then we'll see those temperatures start to finally back off heading into Tuesday. We get some relief. But from now all the way through the weekend, expect those blazing hot conditions. For your Wednesday here in the Treasure Valley, places like Vail, Ontario may hit that century mark. Will be very close to it. Meridian, 99 degrees, 98 for Nampa and Boise this afternoon, and about 97 to 98 for Mountain Home as well. As you head up to the mountains, we don't see much relief from that heat in the Boise Mountains, but once you hit McCall, Donnelly, and Cascade, we'll see mid-80s with, again, a quick moving shower possible during the day today, but mostly sunny for the most part. Similar setup for Stanley and Sun Valley, those high temperatures reaching the low 80s, and then in the Magic Valley, we'll see mid-90s, tons of sunshine, and only very light winds across the Twin Falls area today. So tomorrow, scorching 104 to 105 for the Boise area, both Thursday and Friday. Please limit your time outdoors if you have to be outside. Use caution, lots of water. Those reminders are good through the weekend with those highs still up near 100.
That's far too hot. Thanks, Rachel. 6:20 is the time. After the break, a couple is bringing smiles to their neighborhood with some toys and chalk. We'll explain next. Welcome back. Time is 6:23. Here's a live look at Boise from the Red Lion Tower Cam. Certainly doesn't look like it's going to be hot, but it will. That's how weather works, I guess. Well, a California couple is going to infinity and beyond in order to bring bring some joy to their neighbors. They set up Toy Story figurines to reenact scenes from the films on their rooftop. Vanessa Paz has the details.
If Toy Story were real, it might look something like this.
I thought a few people would notice. They come by constantly.
It all started when couple Stephen and Sue Stewart wanted to bring joy and smiles to their neighborhood amid COVID-19 while working from home.
He saw something on the internet similar. He ordered all of them, and then we had to figure out how we're going to get them up on the roof.
Little did they know that small investment would equal something big.
I went to get the mail, and these people go, "That is the best thing ever." And I'm like, you have no idea what an impact. He's making people smile.
The couple even leaves chalk out so neighbors can write fun messages like this one that says "Save Woody." And Sue said it's not just the kids who are the audience.
There's couples, there's adults. There's two ladies who walk every single day, and they check it out every single day.
Every other week is a different scene, and sometimes someone new.
We got the aliens, so we added them one time. And then we moved the positioning of Buzz and Woody, and then we got Bo Peep in.
They moved the figure safely using fish line. Sue said they chose Toy Story because of its message that we are all in this together. ABC 10 News, Vanessa Paz.
Well, do you know someone who deserves to be recognized for the good they do in the world? Idaho News 6 wants to help. Our Shine a Light program highlights outstanding people and businesses in our community. To nominate someone, just head to idahonews6.com and click on the Shine a Light tab at the top of the page. We'll feature award recipients on the third Wednesday of each month, online and on air. Together we can shine a light and make our community a better place to live. All right, time now once again for GMI Wants to Know. It's National Chicken Wing Day. We want to know where you fall on the debate. Team flat wings, which is something that's not real, or team drumsticks. Also, I want to know boneless or bone-in. And one new answer from Francisco says, I like flats. Okay, we're calling them flats now. but won't say no to drumsticks. I'll agree with you there. I mean, if you give me a chicken wing, I'll eat any. Rachel, I wanted to ask you, is there a specific flavor of chicken wing that you like more than anything else?
You know what? I'm kind of classic in this regard. I like the good old buffalo wing sauce. I do like it spicy. And here's the other debate we should have going, Matt, as well, is blue cheese or ranch.
Ooh.
I'm a blue cheese gal with that spicy buffalo sauce and blue cheese. I mean, come on. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take any. I'm adventurous as far as my eating goes. I will try different sauces, but I go classic usually.
Okay, I got you. And I understand about that blue cheese sauce, especially with a spicy wing, because it really calms down that spice a little bit. I like ranch myself.
Yep.
It depends on the blue cheese, though. Sometimes blue cheese is a little too powerful, but like I said, it all depends on the power of the blue. But in terms of a flavor for wings, I love me a some places have garlic Parmesan sauce and just that overpowering garlic and Parmesan. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Anyway, I'll just eat any wings though, so throw them in.
So
Yeah.
good.
All right, keep sending in those answers. Time now is 6:27. Coming up in our second half hour, backlash for one restaurant over a new face mask rule. The reaction from business owners still ahead. And local leaders are urging flexibility this fall as schools make their final plans to welcome students. The mental health aspect they're bringing light to next.
This is Idaho News 6. Good morning, Idaho.
Indeed it is. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Good Morning Idaho on this Wednesday. I'm Matt Sizemore. The fall semester is inching closer, and debates continue on whether school should be in person or virtual. A local director of mental health services has been helping kids and their parents through the pandemic. Now he's urging for transparency from district leaders and flexibility with families' needs. Our Madeline White also spoke with a soon-to-be sixth grader on what this pandemic and all of its uncertainties has been like for her.
While remote learning is a physically safe alternative for many Idaho families, a local children's mental health expert tells me based on what he's seen, he hopes school administrators will consider the mental health impacts that social isolation can have on developing children.
I had an emotional breakdown.
Why?
Because I miss all my friends.
This student of West Ada School District says she had to do a drive-through fifth grade graduation instead of being with her friends.
We were going to sing We Are the Champions. Yeah, and
found out that it had to be different. How did it make you feel?
Really, really upset.
She tells us what these last few months have been like for her.
What's your day-to-day like?
Boring and even more boring.
Anselm Siddiqui says these feelings are common.
And these are some of the issues that we really have to talk about.
His team at Children's Home Society have been counseling Idaho children through this pandemic. He says long-standing impacts on kids' mental health have yet to be seen.
We won't probably see it in the next year or two, but 2-3 years from down the road, we're going to probably look down and remember that kids were so much affected by the isolation.
While he acknowledges the risk of transmission with schools reopening,
we are living in a very critical situation right now.
Siddiqui says he hopes school leaders will work with parents and discuss the gray areas.
Engaging parents into that conversation is very, very important. We also have to think about the teachers as well. It takes actually all of us to really kind of share ideas actually. What I don't like is simply people taking just one stand and say, I'm sticking with my reasoning and that's it, I'm not going to change it. No, we can't do that.
It's yet to be decided how Jessica will return to school, but in the meantime, like so many others across the country, the 11-year-old is dealing with some COVID-induced anxiety.
It's kind of like really scary.
Yeah.
If your children need help, reach out to Children's Home Society of Idaho. They accept Medicaid and also payments on a sliding scale based on income.
For more reports and tips on navigating this back-to-school dilemma that so many Idahoans are facing right now, visit the Back to School Safely tab on idahonews6.com. Madeline White, Idaho News 6.
And coming up at 12:30 this afternoon, our Karen Lair will be live on the Idaho News 6 Facebook page, talking with experts about getting your kids back to daycare and preschool safely. And join us at 6:30 on Idaho News 6 for more on the pandemic's effect on healthcare in Idaho, specifically telehealth. Some calling it a silver lining, allowing patients to remotely connect with their doctors for behavioral health, chronic illnesses, and other specialties. That's tonight, and we'll look at how telehealth is working in Idaho and what doctors see for its future. Finding Hope, a new way forward, airs right here at 6:30. You can learn more on idahonews6.com.
The Allergy Report, brought to you by Boise Valley Asthma and Allergy.
All right, as far as the allergy count goes, allergy report goes, the pollen count is in the moderate category right now. We've been kind of hanging out around this number of about 38 for the last week or so. Grass, quinopod, and a little bit of pine pollen out there are the major culprits today. Now, as far as temperatures go this morning, this is the sweet spot as far as when to get out and about and get that walk in around the block or get your early morning run in, as temperatures will heat up very quickly today. So we are in the 60s right now in the Treasure Valley, not quite as warm as we were yesterday. Still though, up around 70 in Boise as we speak, mid 50s over in the Magic Valley, and upper 50s for McCall right now with 49 degrees and mostly clear skies in Stanley. We have seen some clouds hanging out over the west central mountains, and a couple of showers are possible there. But as we look ahead at Boise's forecast for today, tonight, and tomorrow, that number tomorrow is the big weather headline. My forecast high for Boise today, 98. That sounds hot. That is well above average, but nowhere near that record-challenging 105 degrees that will arrive tomorrow afternoon. That has already prompted some heat warnings, so we'll talk much more about that, and I'll let you know how long this blazing heat will stick around coming up in my full forecast.
Now, the Idaho News 6 Traffic Report, brought to you by Larry Miller.
Well, the time now is 6:35 and conditions are looking clear across the Treasure Valley. That's good news all around. We're noticing that eastbound commute is still sitting at about 22 minutes. We're looking at that St. Al's camera right now. That's just over near Garrity in the Nampa area. And you can see that it might be a little on the calmer side, but again, it's still looking clear, which is all we can really ask for, especially for those of you who are heading out this morning. Now, for those of you heading westbound, so that would be mapped from downtown Boise into Nampa, we're looking also at about a 22-minute commute. No slowdowns on our side streets, but should that change, we'll have more coming up just a little bit later.
Thank you, Frankie. New this morning, an Idaho inmate is now the second incarcerated person in the U.S. to undergo gender confirmation surgery while in prison. The Associated Press reports Adri Edmo underwent surgery July 10th. Edmo's first filed a lawsuit in 2017 against the state of Idaho and the Department of Corrections healthcare provider, saying they violated her 8th Amendment right against cruel and unusual punishment by not providing the surgery. The case went all the way to the Supreme Court, where in May, justices refused a request by Idaho's state attorneys to postpone the surgery to argue the case. Edmo will be transferred to the Pocatello Women's Correctional Center after finishing post-surgical medical care. Right now, Ada County is under a mask mandate by Central District Health, and many local businesses and retailers have implemented their own face mask mandate. Now, one restaurant says it's receiving threats over the rule. The owners of Dharma Sushi and Thai restaurant say the online threat started last week after they denied service to an individual refusing to follow their mandate. The restaurant lists their protocols on 2 flyers on their entrance doors. The individual ignored the posters, entering the restaurant with their cell phone on, later posting the video online and going viral. Now the owners of Dharma tell us people need to put the politics aside.
The fact of the matter is I don't want my customers and staff sick. I don't want my business to go under because I wasn't precautious enough. And I would say that I would hope businesses take that into consideration while all this is happening.
Coming up tonight on Idaho News 6, Frankie Catafaias has more from Dharma and why business owners should be on the lookout for a scam involving face mask exemption cards. Mountain Home Police are investigating a suspicious death that they believe is the result of domestic violence at the hands of an estranged husband. That man is now in custody in Texas and charged with failure to report a deceased person. Officers say they discovered the body while investigating a missing persons report. Police say there's no danger to the public. Idaho State Police are assisting in that investigation. And if you have any information, please call the number on your screen, 208-587-2101. And after a strong earthquake in March, people visiting the Stanley area are noticing some major changes in the landscape. You're looking at what forest officials are calling the boardwalk to nowhere. It's part of an improvement built recently on the shores of Stanley Lake, but the 6.5 magnitude earthquake swallowed most of it, along with a large beach which it led to. Coming up tonight at 5, Steve Liebenthal takes a closer look at this phenomenon on Idaho Backroads. And mosquitoes carrying the potentially deadly West Nile virus have now turned up in Gem County, but health leaders say they found only a few mosquitoes with the disease. West Nile mosquitoes have also turned up in Canyon County. The Mosquito Abatement District is already treating the area with larval and adult stage poison, but the best way to fight the bite is by getting rid of standing water. Defend yourself against the virus with an insect repellent containing DEET. Avoid the outdoors at dawn and dusk and wear long sleeves and pants. Time now is just about 6:39. Still to come here on Good Morning Idaho. One fitness chain makes a big announcement. What's required for members soon in today's national headlines. Hey there, welcome back. We're going to get to your weather in just a moment. But first, across the nation, Planet Fitness joins other chains requiring the use of face masks. The Popular Fitness Center says the requirement will start next month at all of its locations. All employees already have to wear masks, but now members who use the facilities must wear them to work out. Planet Fitness has just over 1,400 locations across 46 states, including 7 locations in Idaho, D.C., Canada, and Australia. Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden says he'll pick his running mate next week. Biden made the comments during a news conference in Delaware Tuesday. He didn't say if he'd announce the pick publicly, but it'll likely happen before the Democratic National Convention starts on August 17th. Biden says he'll choose a female running mate and has faced pressure from the Democratic Party to choose a woman of color. Among the possible choices, Senator Kamala Harris, Stacey Abrams, and Karen Bass. Right now, here is a beautiful live look from our Morgan cam. Morgan hanging out up at the depot. And what a beautiful shot this is of downtown Boise. Even earlier, it was one of the most beautiful shots I've seen as that sun was rising. Still looks really nice right now. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a moment.
This is Rachel Garceau with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Most of the active weather from earlier in the week is over and done with at this point. So the big weather headline for the next several days will be the blazing hot end to the month of July that we are in for. Let's talk about some of those headlines. As far as the numbers go, we're talking potential record-setting heat tomorrow, at least record-challenging heat for Thursday. We'll stay excessively hot through Friday. Like I mentioned, record temperatures possible. And then even into the first couple days of August over the weekend, we still will be scorching, even though the heat does back off just a little bit. Now, we have lots of sunshine. That means clear skies, right? That also means great viewing of those meteor showers that we talked about earlier in the week. We have 2 that will reach their peak over the next couple of evenings. So if you're looking for something to do that is not in the heat of the day and you're willing to stay up late or get up really early, the Delta Aquarids and the Alpha Capricornids reach their peak again over the next couple of evenings. You can catch up to about 10 shooting stars per hour. Next month, we get those Perseids, which are kind of a fan favorite as far as meteor showers go. And remember, try to get away from city lights and get as clear a view of the sky as you can. And skies will be clear tonight. That's the good news. It'll be a warm evening, though, only dropping down to about 70 across the Treasure Valley. That contributes to why we have an excessive heat warning already in place for tomorrow and Friday. We're talking high temperatures in some of our hotter spots in the valley, potentially up to 109 degrees. And then for the eastern Magic Valley and stretching towards Idaho Falls and Pocatello, a heat advisory for Friday. Now, we have a little bit of lingering moisture in far northeastern Oregon, stretching into north central Idaho right now. So McCall is still seeing some cloud cover this morning. We may pick up a spot shower across some of our central mountain locations, but otherwise, blazing sunshine and hot temperatures are the name of the game. We won't be alone tomorrow in that excessive heat. Those temperatures you just saw across the Northwest were for tomorrow. Central Washington, some places could hit 109, 110 as well. So it's across the 100 for Vail in Ontario, not far from it. In Weiser, Emmett, Meridian, up to 99 there. In the Boise Mountains, mostly sunny and very warm, 92 for Idaho City. Mid-80s for McCall, Donnelly, and Cascade this afternoon with tons of sunshine. But again, especially early this morning, I'm not ruling out the possibility of a shower. 81 for Stanley, 83 in Sun Valley with abundant sun and maybe a sprinkle this afternoon. In the Magic Valley, it's going to be a hot one, anywhere from 92 to 96. That's the temperature range for the Twin Falls area today, maybe with a light breeze out of the northeast, which will be a welcome wind. If we can get a breeze out there at all, we'll welcome it today. Now, tomorrow, even with a few clouds coming and going, it is going to be blazing hot. 105, my forecast highs for both Thursday